my Lolo's eldest grandson, and as everyone knows, his favorite of all. But that's a joke, of course. But it's not entirely untrue, as I was for the 1 year and 17 days until Mateo was born. But jokes aside, as the first grandchild, I know what it is like to be the object of my grandparents' undivided love and attention. Growing up, I remember spending almost every weekend in Green Hills and sleeping in between my grandparents until I could no longer fit in the bed. But today, I would like to take this opportunity to tell my fellow grandchildren, all those here, and my brother Lucas, who is away but would have wanted to be here, that my grandparents' love for us has never been divided. Rather, that love has grown with each successive addition to our family. I felt my Lolo's love in the way he devoted attention to all us grandchildren, and we all wanted to return the same to him. A month ago, my sister Julia took him to see a movie. She was so excited to bring him to the new theater in High Street, to serve him popcorn and drinks, and to make sure he was comfortable while they enjoyed their movie date. It was her way of giving back the love and joy that my Lolo had generously given her. By being the kind of grandfather he was, he inspired us to be just as good to everyone around us as well. I was in Europe when I heard the news that my Lolo had been admitted to the hospital. I immediately made arrangements to come home, after of course crying for hours and hours, which my mom never fails to tell all my friends. At the time, his condition seemed touch and go, and I could only hope and pray that I would be able to talk to him again. And I was. Luckily, he was strong enough to wait for me, because I'm the favorite. I remember him saying before that he would be happy to see me graduate from high school. I'm grateful that he even saw me finish college and start working. The marriage, that's a few years back. But this time, the ordeal of saying goodbye to him took me back to 1997, when I remember losing my Lolo Chitong and from King. At what age will I be strong enough to handle losing Lolo Madaling? I then thought to myself, maybe 20 would be a good age, that I would be grown up by then. Now, almost 18 years on, I realize that I would never have been ready. It hurts just as much. While nothing could have prepared me for the pain, I am thankful that I have now reached an age of understanding, that I now have the maturity and experience to fully appreciate the life my Lolo lived. And it is because of this that I can say with conviction that I now have a new saint to pray to in heaven. My experience as an equestrian has taught me that the best way to ensure success is to prepare. Not just once, but to be diligent in building and honing the necessary skills, so that I entered into my biggest competitions knowing that I was ready. This preparedness helped me stay calm. And I believe that was how my Lolo lived his life. He lived his life in preparation to meet our Lord. He made goodness a habit, a way of life, or better put, he lived a life of virtue. Furthermore, he was relentless in helping and guiding those around him. My Lolo lived a life of evangelizing presence, one of contagious joy and optimism. He was the embodiment of how much happiness could be derived from receiving our Lord. He was available to everyone, rich or poor, saint or sinner, believer or non-believer. His friendship and love discriminated against no one. Now in death, he has left us the greatest gift. The knowledge that if we want to see him again, all we need to do is follow his example of living a life of Christian love. So, a few days ago, my brother Mateo asked me, Diego, why are you sad? Lolo lived a full life. He was married to Lola Chatina for 54 years. All his children are okay, happily married, with wonderful families of their own. And that, by any measure of the word, is true success. It's profound coming from Mateo, who likes to drive a different car and wear a different watch every day. But I think he borrowed that from my dad, so good news to him. My reply to him was simple. Mateo, I am crying because my lolo, whom I love dearly, has died. But I also urged him to understand my tears, which were not tears of despair or regret. I explained to him that there are many times that we cry because a dear friend or loved one moves away. We cry because we will miss them, but we still look to the future with hope, knowing that we will see them again. In fact, I think we can all agree to feel a sense of happiness from my lolo, who can now, after all his struggles, finally rest. He worked tirelessly his whole life helping others, and he can now continue to help others without the limitations of this world. Rest in peace, lolo. I will take comfort in the memories I have of you. I hope to build my life and fulfill my dreams in ways that will make you proud. I was always proud to be your Apo.